We used to think of banks as the pillars of our communities, where you could walk in and be treated like a human being. Those days are over, as Maria discovered.
My name is Maria Garcia. I live in Miami, Florida. I am married with 2 children. Lived in my Pinecrest home for 24 years. I currently work for the Archdiocese of Miami. I'm here to tell my story on how much my family and I hurt on losing our home. I moved into my house in 1997. We went into a financial hardship in 2008. At that time, I started contacting the banks that had my mortgage. At the time, it was Countrywide, letting them know that we needed help because we had hit into the recession back in 2008. And that's when the whole process began of processing, trying to modify our mortgage. At that time, then they sold it to Bank of America. And we were for years trying to get our mortgage modified. I must have sent in over 10 packages for remodification. They put us into payment plans, told us they would go ahead and modify it if we were able to meet the payment plan for 6 months. We did that 3 times. They put us into those payment plans and we met and abided by the rule of what we had to do. Then they would approve us and then send us decline. In 2012, after working with them for 2-3 years, they just hit us with a foreclosure. At that time, then I went to see my attorney and asked for help. Throughout the years, they would change servicers very often. They would change from one servicer to the other. I ended up with Nationstar, and that's when really it was devastating because Nationstar made us believe that they were doing a modification on our mortgage, and at the same time they were doing what's called dual tracking, where they were foreclosing on my house, had my house up for sale without letting us know anything. Meanwhile, we thought we were getting our mortgage modified, and they were just doing all this behind my back.
Nationstar, also known as Mr. Cooper, is the largest non-bank mortgage servicer in the United States. In December of 2020, Nationstar agreed to pay more than $80 million to settle a complaint from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The reason: illegal lending practices, including the dual tracking Maria and her family experienced.
I got home one day to a completely unlocked home. They had broken our locks. I called my husband. Our doors are open. It was devastating. I mean, you don't expect that to happen. You don't expect to be treated like that. When you're someone that's worked very hard for many years and, you realize that the system is just horrible. They really don't care about the American people or what they go through. It's about them, because nobody should have to go through that. I mean, if they would have given me an option at least, I probably would have made a decision, but to have to get to a house like that and treated like not even dogs are treated like that. It's very traumatizing. I mean, I was blessed that I was able to move out. There are people who are left on the street. I mean, I live it every day. People come to my church and they ask me for food and they've been kicked out of their house, they've been evicted. They don't have gas money, they don't have food. So in a way I was blessed that I have family that had homes and we were able to move and then relocate and move on, but it's not everybody who has that opportunity, and that's very sad, because at the end of the day, the institutions and the banking institutions should be a little bit more human and sensitive to people's situation and try to keep people in their primary home.